What is up, y'all? Welcome into another video. Hey, I'm glad you guys are here, okay? Again, I'm glad you guys clicked on today's video. Now, let me just say this before we get into the video where you watch. We look at some questions. I recorded this yesterday, so when I say things are today, it really was yesterday's, okay? So just that way it's not confusing, all right? Just want to give you guys that. Enjoy the rest of the video. I'll see y'all later. What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be responding to your guys' questions that you left me about the Detroit Lions or probably anything on my Instagram page. Okay, now if you guys are not following me on Instagram and you have Instagram, what are you doing? Come on, man. Every single video, almost every single video, my Instagram link is right here. But if you guys can't see it right now because you might not be able to because of how I do these videos, it's Joseph VN 2.0, all right? All undercase letters. So definitely go check it out. Come on, man. Come on, follow your boy on Instagram. I give you some updates there. I do things like this. I want to do more interactive things on Instagram. I've tried to do them in the last couple of days. So make sure you go follow me over there if you want to be involved. Happy birthday to Right or Wrong. I think he turned 17 today, so clap it up for my guy. Also, last video about Jeffrey Okudah, if you guys saw that and you're like, why is the sound jacked up halfway through? I have no idea. I went back and I started watching it because people in the comments were saying, hey, what's wrong with the sound? Went back, watched it, and I was like, wow, I can't hear myself. The music just got really loud like halfway through, and then it died back down. So I went back, edited it, fixed it, and I re-uploaded that video, which kind of stinks because I don't think anybody got the notification for that because you only get so many notifications in 24 hours on YouTube. So when I have to delete it and re-upload the same video, it kind of just wastes that whole notification. So that's tough. But hey, man, if you guys were trying to watch it earlier, I really do appreciate you guys watching the last time, but hopefully you can go check it back out again and, you know, because now it's fixed. You know why that happened? You know, I was kind of in a rush. If you don't know, I graduated today, so that was kind of crazy. So I was in a little bit of a rush to get things done, but let's get into these questions, man. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I've left this up for over a day now. We already have over 30 plus comments, so I need to get to it before it grows too much. I may do another one of these soon, so save other questions you guys have because I'm going to probably do a podcast with T where I look at your guys' questions. So let's get into it. Hopefully I can touch them all. Let's go. All right, first question. We got Tucker Wing 9 who says, any potential trade targets for the Lions? Right now, as of now, I've heard no rumors for trades. I haven't heard anybody that the Lions have been interested in. There's really been no rumors across the league at this point because everything's virtual. And when everything's virtual, we have no idea what we have on the team. The Lions on the roster, you know what the roster looks like, but you still don't know how the players are going to perform. A lot of new players, a lot of rookies. So you don't know exactly what you're going to get. You've just seen players virtual practicing. So at this point, we have no idea what we're going to get. So I really don't think the Lions have their eye on anybody. I would say if there's anybody they probably have their eye on, it'd probably be some kind of pass rusher, maybe a linebacker, someone probably for the front seven. I really don't see any other positional group that the Lions would look to add any players. But I will say this year, during the trade deadline, stay locked because I think this is that year where the trade deadline is active for the Lions. The last couple of years, we weren't sure if the Lions would be buyers or sellers, and they've been sellers or they've done nothing. Like last trade deadline, no one did anything. But this trade deadline could be the year where the Lions make some moves depending on what's happening, right? It's all about circumstances, but I'm just saying it definitely could happen this year, so definitely stay locked to that. And Tucker Wing, shout out to you. If you're watching this video on YouTube, man, hopefully you are because you always comment on these. Comment in the comments right now. Comment in the comments right now. Comment right now. Cheeseburger. Just something. Only you, Tucker, though. If I see other cheeseburgers, I'm mad. All right, let's keep it going. Up next, we got John Gomes, 71, who looks like he has a picture of Patricia. I'm not sure. That might be you, John. I can't tell. It's kind of small. He says, what game on the Lions schedule are you looking forward to the most this year? That is a beautiful question. I have a couple of answers. The first one is week 1. Honestly, preseason, week 1. I'm just excited for football. And I know that game doesn't count, but it's still exciting. Week 1 of the regular season, that's another one because, you know, you're starting the season, it's divisional opponent. But honestly, whoever we played, I'd be excited because it's week 1. And then probably outside from, you know, the starting the season, I would say the Buccaneers game. The Buccaneers game for sure because I think that's going to be great. I think we could beat Tom Brady twice, go 2-0 against him. And I feel like that has a chance to be flexed to a primetime game, which we don't have another one. So that'd be awesome. So definitely that game. I love night games, and hopefully that gets flexed. Good question, John. Next up, we got Connor Davis with the pretzel. Okay. He says, what is your dream trade scenario? Ooh, my dream trade scenario. I think I kind of touched on this in my Okudah video, but I didn't really touch on a dream trade. I haven't looked at these yet, by the way. I would say definitely try to get a guy like Stephon Gilmore. If you could have Gilmore added with Okudah and Trufant and Amani, and oh my gosh, that cornerback group would be beautiful. Or if you could somehow land like a guy like Chris Jones. If we could trade for Chris Jones, and I know we have Danny Shelton, but a guy like that, or some kind of defensive end, like who would be a beautiful defensive end? I don't know. Really anybody that give us pass rush. But if we got like Chris Jones, man, and he could rotate in that defensive line, we were able to trade for him for like a second rounder, I would do it. I would be so awesome, man. He just got a new deal. Yes, he's going to take some money, but dang, that D-line would be completely upgraded. That dude is like the best interior defensive line when it comes to getting pressure in the league. And that's why he got paid so much money. So definitely that, or stacking that cornerback position with a guy like Gilmore. Like I said, he's the best corner in the league for a reason. Good question, Connor. I like that one. Next up, my guy Logan. He says, do you think Darrell Bevell, okay, Darrell Bev, I see what you did there. Hey, that's good. He says, with TJ Hockenson more Oh, will he get T.J. Hockenson more involved? Also, what's your prediction for passing yards for Stafford? So I actually want to do a prediction video for stats. That will be coming at some point. I'm kind of waiting a little bit more to see, what cuts are made, or at least the major cuts. But my guy says, do I think T.J. Hockenson will be more involved? I do. I went back and looked at what Darrell Bevell does with his tight ends, and while I don't think his tight ends are ever going to have like crazy numbers, when I was looking for T.J. Hockenson, I've seen a couple of years where tight ends can have some pretty big numbers. With Luke Wilson and Jimmy Graham recently with the Seattle Seahawks, that was one of the tandems that he had between those two guys, and they had some pretty solid stats. I feel like Jesse James may be more of the Luke Wilson of that group, and TJ could be more of the Graham. Not by play style, but stats-wise, because I feel like Jesse James utilized a lot to block, which I saw last year, and I think we see a guy like T.J. Hockenson get into the open field. He's going to be healthy. He's going to be here for year two. And year two tight ends, statistically, Tony Gonzalez, Rob Gronkowski. I mean, you can look across the board. Antonio Gates, George Kittle, they break out in year two. So I'm going to go with T.J. Hockenson. Yes, he will get better. And my prediction for passing yards, I don't want to give that away yet. My guy, Right or Wrong, says, when we doing a video, Taylor? That's a heck of a question. I think I told him when my Wi-Fi gets back up. Okay, yeah, so here was the problem. My Wi-Fi was down, so I was doing everything on my phone. That was trash. But anyways, whenever we're doing a video, we got to do it soon, man. I seen you in the comments today. What is today? We got to do it this week. Let's do it this week. If you're watching this video, let's do it this week. Also, again, happy birthday. I don't know if I said that yet, but happy birthday, man. I think it's your birthday. I don't know. All right, my guy, Salem 17. I said, that's cool. Will not having any fans in the stadiums impact us negatively or positively? Ooh, I like that. I like that. I think for fans, obviously negatively. I would. I want to say negatively, because I want to say like, oh yeah, our crowd's like really crazy. But I just don't think it has the same impact as, say, a college basketball game or basketball game in general, because you're kind of far away. You're kind of pushed off from the crowd, or it doesn't have the same kind of feel as a college game because there's not as many stands. Honestly, I'd say probably positively. What I've heard from Matthew Stafford, who's like the main piece of our team, he seems to be fine with it. Like, it would help him out. And I think, the Lions, they don't hold tons of people, but at the same time, it can get rocking in there because it is indoors. I would say hopefully positively, because Stafford, I'm just going based off what Stafford said when Stafford said that, hey, he'd be fine with not having fans. It'd be like the other players that get adrenaline from that. I would say maybe positively, but again, I would love to have fans. All right. Oh, Salem has another one. Okay, I see you. Do you believe Stafford will win a Super Bowl? Will win us a Super Bowl? Okay, great question. Personally, I think it's very possible within the next 3 years with our coaching staff, players finally click and no more rebuilding. 100% agree. I think the next 3 years are years that Patricia and Bob Quinn should be here. I think as long as they continue to grow and get better, they're going to stay here, and which is the hope. We don't want to rebuild, like you said. I completely agree with you there. And I would say, yeah, I think it honestly is realistic. I think it starts with a playoff win, but I think, teams come out of nowhere. You don't have to be a team that's consistently right on the edge. All of a sudden you break through. You can pop out of nowhere. All right, the NFL is 16 games and it's 1 game in a playoff, right? You only have to win 1 game in the playoff. You don't got to win a 7-game series. You got to win 1 game. Very possible that you can get to an NFL. Well, it's going to be 17 games soon, and with an extra team game playoffs, very possible you can get to a Super Bowl out of nowhere. And I think with guys like Patricia, I really have faith in him. Maybe that's just because he's here now. I believe Matt Patricia's taking us places. So great questions. My guy, that prodigal son. Okay, I don't know if I read it right. Do you think Swift starts? By starting, I would say I'm not sure. I think it really just depends on who gets more percentage of carries. So I'm assuming that's how you're going with the question. I would say, yeah, I think he gets higher percent of carries or touches, I should say. I think maybe not at the beginning of the year, but when the year is all said and done, yes. But I do think they'll kind of split with each other. But if you're going just by percentage, like who got the ball more, I would say yes. I do agree. I do believe so. I think Swift is that guy the Lions are really, really hyped about. And you could tell by when you listen to Bob Quinn, he was excited he was still there. And I don't think he would have went running back if he was not there in round 2. So that's just my thoughts. We got my guy, Shignick. I don't know. He says, does Cephus have a year or two and be the future 2 or 3 wide receiver? Okay. Oh, wait. Does Cephus have a decent year and be a future 2 or 3 wide receiver? Okay, I can't read. See, that's the problem with me. I can't read. Does he have a decent year? I think Cephus gives you a role. And I think the reason I say that is because if you simply look at the depth chart and you're like, he's the 5th wide receiver, right? You're looking at that 5th wide receiver, he's not going to play. Yeah, on Madden, that's true. But with Darrell Bevell, players get tired. You mix players in. Players are going to go in and out. He will have a decent year. I don't think his numbers will be crazy, but he'll get chances. And then in the future, I could definitely see him being a future part of this offense. Now, he has to make the team first, but I really do believe in his play style. I think it's a play style that can fit to the slot. I think it's a play style that could be a possession wide receiver and a guy that can have an impact on the NFL. He doesn't have that blazing speed that excites you, but I feel like he's so dang reliable when it comes to catching the football, which is your job as a wide receiver. He can have a decent future as one of the Detroit Lions starting wide receivers, as the slot, or maybe on the outside. I'm going to say more of a slot guy, but he's going to be moved around, right? They'll keep him in positions that he's comfortable. Darrell Bevell's a very smart man, all right? He made Marvin Hall look like a beast. Matthew Stafford's a great quarterback. He made Marvin Hall and and who else? Who else was the other guy? And Chris Durham look great. He'll be fine. Next question from my guy, Burton. Okay, I know you're always on my videos, so I just can't see your name, but I like the Okudah picture. Does Agnew get 2 or more kick return touchdowns? Hey, Agnew needs to make the team first, my guy. No, but seriously, does he get 2 or more kick return touchdowns? How many did he have last year? 1? He had the 1, maybe he had 2. I think he had a punt return, right? 1, I'm not sure. 2 kick return, you know what? Yes, I believe so. You know what? He's going to be hungry. He's going to be ready to go. And if he does make the team, he will still be our kicker. He will probably still be at least our punt returner. So I would say combining with kick and punt returns, yes. I'm rooting for him. Next up, we got my guy. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name, my guy, but you know who you are. Do you think that the Lions will win the division, or do you think they'll get in the playoffs with the wild card? Oh, so we are just hopping to the conclusion they're making the playoffs? No, I'm playing. I do believe they make the playoffs. I think this is a good year to win the division. You know, I think it is, but I think it's always tough when you haven't done it consistently. It's kind of a mental thing to jump over that. I would say if I was a betting man, I would say they're making the wild card. I wouldn't bet on the division title, not right away, not in year 3. However, I think it's open. I just don't know if the Lions can do it yet. I just don't know if they have it yet. I don't know, but when will they have it? You know what I mean? That's a great question. And the question is, like I said before, you don't have to be a team that's completely always on the verge to just take over a division or take over a league one year like the 49ers did. You don't have to be right on the edge over and over and over. So I would say if I'm betting, I'd say wild card. But, I mean, I think it's open. I think the Lions can do it because at some point you have to do it, right? At some point you just have to do it one time just to tell yourself that we can do this. And all of a sudden, that's when you can start repeating. So I'm going to go with the wild card, but I think they could definitely win the division this year. Who starts at running back? Again, I think I answered that one, but I think Swift gets more carries or more touches. If Quinn and Patricia are fired and the new GM wants to move on from Stafford, how do you feel about Justin Fields? Great question, Almighty. So I haven't watched a lot of players from the new draft class. I haven't. And I haven't yet. I've watched a little bit, though, actually today a little bit. And my takeaways from what I saw so far, I didn't dislike him. And I'm not big on Ohio State quarterbacks. I wasn't big on Haskins. Some people think that's just because I like Michigan. That's not right. I just didn't like him as a quarterback. I didn't like Tua. I don't hate Alabama. I just didn't like Tua. And when I watched Justin Fields, from what I saw, at least from him and Trevor Lawrence, I honestly like Fields a little bit more. Now, that's only very little bit I've seen. So I need to watch more. But I don't know. I think I probably won't be happy right away, to be honest with you, no matter who we get. But we'll see. You know, we'll have to wait and see. I just hope that it doesn't come to that. I probably won't be happy anyways, but I'll definitely have their back, whoever that is. But I have liked Fields so far from what I saw. I don't think he's perfect. I don't think he's got the perfect touch, but I think you give him one more year to develop. He does a couple of things well. Like, he's got good vision. I love his little bit of mobility. I think sometimes he looks down too soon, but I'll have to watch more. But I didn't hate him so far. That's coming from a Michigan fan. Next up, Mason says, do you think we overpaid for Jesse James just for him to be a backup? That's a good question. I think I just checked the contract. It was 4 years, $22 million, which is... What is that, like, oh my gosh, I just graduated and I can't even English. 8, 12, no, it's like $6 million a year. Yeah, that's less than $6 million a year, so no. I mean, we say Chase Daniel over $4 million a year, right? Over $4 million a year for a backup quarterback, $6 million for a tight end. No, because I think the utilization of Darrell Bevell and 2 tight ends is huge. And if you watch Jesse James, it's not the numbers what he did last year. What Jesse James did was block, and that won't show up on the stat sheet. So I would say absolutely not. I think he gets a lot of hate, but I think, you know, he's an important role. And I think if you want this running game to be successful, he's going to be huge next year. And I think he'll pop out more next year when that run game is successful. He'll get more talk, right? My guy Lou Bradley said, do you think the Lions will try to make a move with the free agent? I think they could. I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked. But again, I think it's one of those things where you got to wait and see what you have. But without a doubt, I mean, the Lions move around pieces all the time. I don't know if it'll be a big free agent, maybe like the biggest, like Clowney or something, but I think they'll make a move. If I had to guess, yes. Do you think Lions get the 1 seed? Yes, absolutely. I mean, the NFC is tough because I don't know. Vikings, I don't know. I would say in the NFC, the only team that I'm consistently relying upon are the Seahawks and the 49ers and possibly the Saints, right? And the 49ers, are they going to be back there, right? Will they be able to back that up? Because they weren't a successful team before them, but that defense showed you something. So I think there's 3 teams that are going to make the playoffs. Those are the 3 locks. The question is, will Lions get the 1 seed? Probably not, but I hope so. Okay, you know what? Hey, we're just going for playoffs first. All right, let's start somewhere else. My guy Joel says Swift rookies number. Hey, we'll get to those. Come on, man, I can't give those away yet. Would you like to sign Clowney if his price is under $10 million a year, or would you rather go after Griffen? If it's under $10 million a year, it really does. Then it depends on what Griffen wants. But I feel like Griffen makes more sense. You know, because if it's $9 million a year, that's a lot, and I don't know if the Lions can even mathematically do that. Everson Griffen to me makes more sense. I don't really see a fit for Clowney. And I'm not one of those guys going to say Clowney's not that good, because I'm not saying he's great, but I'm not going to say he's not a good player. He may be overhyped, and I'm not saying he's not a good player. I haven't watched enough about him. I think the numbers last year definitely dipped. But I think Griffen just makes more sense. You know, he's 32 years old. You're not going to lock him on for a long-term deal. Clowney's going to want multiple years, right? Clowney's not going to want 2 years, $9 million, right? He's going to want, if he wants less than 10, he's going to want 4 years. He's going to want to be locked up. Financially, it doesn't make sense for Lions after what you put in trade Flowers. I wouldn't dislike it. Obviously, I'd love to have Clowney across from Flowers. That'd be beautiful. But I'd rather probably still go after Griffen because it makes more sense financially, and you're not locked into that contract, right? Because yes, he could fall off at 32, but you're not locked into it, right? If Clowney wants to get out and he's causing all this drama, you're not locked into that deal, and then you have to try to move him. So I'd say Griffen. I would actually go Griffen. Who will have a better year, Romeo or Julian or Romeo? I would say Julian, just based on the fact that I think he gets more snaps. You know, I think Romeo actually is a good player. I think Romeo's a good player, and I think he still showed us stuff last year. Even if you just look at the sack numbers, you won't see anything, but I think he's going to be good, and I think he can be good. But I think Julian has a starting role, and I don't think Romeo starts. I think Hand starts on the D-line. I don't think Romeo does. Because of the volume, I would say Julian. Whose jersey should I try and get, Collins or Julian's? That's a beautiful question. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I was thinking about getting a Collins shirt because that would be fire. Collins is a beast. Okay? Okudah is awesome. And if you had a Okudah jersey, you know, maybe don't put the number on there. You could put both numbers on there. That'd be kind of fire. Okudah would be sick. All right? I ain't going to lie to you. I don't know how many people are going to get Collins jerseys. I would like to get jerseys that people don't have. But Collins is the best free agent we signed. So, hey, man, you do you. I don't want to make the decisions for you. Okay, you got a lot of questions, my guy. Will Trufant be the starter over Okudah? Maybe at the beginning, but honestly, I'm falling to that point where no, I don't think so. Okudah definitely gets more time at the number one, but they're kind of in the NFL now. It's really hard, but to look at who's number one, who's number two. But I feel like if there's one wide receiver on the field, it's going to be Okudah's job to take that. Who you think? Oh wait, you should do these like once a week. I definitely should. And again, I'm gonna probably do one of these for the podcast. So definitely send some questions in there. Who do you think will make the Pro Bowl on our team? I don't know, because it's popularity. I think unless Lions are successful, they're not going to get love. And I think, what was it, what was that year that Matthew Stafford was in it? I can't even remember. 2016 or was it 2014? Either way, I think the Lions were pretty successful when he was in it. And that's the only way I see us getting players in the Pro Bowl. But if we are successful, easily Kenny Galladay is going to be one of those guys. Maybe Jeff Okudah because of all the hype. Maybe Swift. You know, those two guys could get in. And Stafford. Those would be the guys I would look to. On the D-line and O-line, I don't see anyone. Oh, Jamie Collins. He could be one too. I don't know. Mailbox, does he get I don't know if you get a punter and a long snapper in there. But it really does come down to the Lions being successful for them to get that kind of recognition. And do you think we'll make? All right, ready the question. All right. Which free agent will have the biggest impact and which rookie will have the biggest impact? Free agent, Jamie Collins. Jamie Collins does everything. But Danny Shelton close. And so is Trufant's close. And then what rookie will have the biggest impact? I would say year one, Okudah and Swift. I would say Okudah, you know, because I feel like he's the most important player that we probably drafted in our defense. I don't know. Julian's going to have a huge role, but I'm going to go with Okudah. Yeah, I like that. I think Julian's going to have a huge role, but I think, you know, if he's not ready, you can put other guys at the jack. I'm going to go with Okudah, man. I think he's going to be thrown into it. So those might be boring answers, but I think, you know, by impact, that's what I have to go. Well, Lions have one of the top receiving corps in the NFL. Yes, without a doubt. I think they're already up there on paper. Now they just have to play it out. And if Stafford was healthy last year, absolutely. Absolutely they would have been. So, yes. My guy Angelo says, have the chances to sign Everson Griffen increased after Gridiron Blitz talked to Patricia. I hope so, man. Please tell us that worked. I have no idea. Hopefully, that's all I got. Where did you play high school football? What position you play? It's a good question. I actually answered this before. I didn't play in high school. I was focused on basketball, and I did that year round. The reason I didn't play football is I didn't want to get hurt because I wanted to play basketball. I didn't want to risk injuries for basketball because that was my thing, and that's all I focused on. I mean, I did basketball pretty much year round. That was my thing, and I didn't want to get injured. I didn't want to mess none of that up, so I focused on basketball. But I think maybe if I went back, maybe I would have tried out football in high school. I don't know. Maybe I would have, maybe I wouldn't have. If I could have played a position, I definitely would have played somewhere in the secondary and offense. I would have played wide receiver. They're just the best positions. Come on, man. But no, seriously, yeah, it was all about basketball. And you guys, some of you have seen my highlights. You guys have seen them. So that's all it was about, and I want to stay healthy. Do you think that Swift and Okudah will win Rookie of the Year, Defensive Year, respectively? Okay, for the Lions, maybe. For the NFL, no. I don't think we'll get both. I don't even know if that's ever even happened. Has that ever happened where they've won both from the same team? I can see Swift. I I don't think either of them win a Rookie of the Year. And I don't mean that in a bad way because I think they're going to be huge for us. Swift, I just feel like won't have enough carries to be the Rookie of the Year. And I think when you look at Okudah's side, I just don't think a man-to-man corner is going to be as thrilling as, I mean, I'm trying to think of some of the other top defense, like a pass rusher would or something like that. I don't know. I feel like those guys are exciting. And in a man-to-man defense, he's not going to have tons of interceptions. He'll be up there in voting, and so will Swift. But I would say neither. But I don't know if that's possible. But for the Lions, like on the Lions team, I think they'll be the best players. They'll be the best rookies we have. I think they'll be the best rookies. Yeah. Everson Griffen or Jabal Sheard? Everson Griffen. If it's the same price, Everson Griffen. What's the most exciting thing you are looking for this upcoming season? For me, it's the Okudah Bros getting a sack together. That would be so fire. Romeo's gonna ball out, man. I would say the most exciting thing is just the season to start. But if I had to pick like a player thing like you did, I think Stafford's got an MVP shot, and I would say Kerryon. I really want to see Kerryon go out there and just go do his thing. Just kind of prove all the doubters wrong. Be like, hey, I'm still here. I'm still the man. I'm still the man in Detroit. And I want to see Kerryon go out there and ball out. So I would say Kerryon. I'm excited to see what he can do this year. Any free agents that you, and obviously the rookies, any free agents you want, oh, you know what? And Jimmy Collins. Jimmy Collins is going to be so cool to watch. I'm going to go with Kerryon, but Jimmy Collins is going to be awesome. Okay, I'm sorry. That's a hard question, man. Everything. Come on. Any free agents that you want us to sign or think we should sign? Everson Griffen. Everson Griffen. I'd like Jabal Sheard. I think he's losing a little bit of a step. I loved Everson Griffen. I haven't watched enough yet, but if there's one player I've seen so far that I'm like, yes, please go get him, it's Everson Griffen. So there you go. That's me answering all of your guys' questions. I'm sorry if I started to speed up there towards the end. I was a little bit tired, and I should have brought some water with me. But that's it, man. That's all the questions. Hopefully I answered your question. If I didn't get it because you sent in too late or I've already reacted to it, just put it in the comment section of a YouTube video. And I do appreciate all of you guys. I really do. So yeah, I think that's it. And again, I probably will be doing more stuff over here. So follow me on Instagram, 1. And 2, be prepared because I'm going to post another one of these for a podcast with T. So yeah. And if you haven't followed the podcast, link is in the description. We got 1 episode out, but we're working on 2, and that could be episode number 2. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.